Hello everybody and welcome back to our second rebuild of 2025, and this time we're going to be going over to the Pilgrims at Plymouth, where they have recently parted ways with Wayne Rooney as they are facing difficult challenges to staying up in the Championship. If we scroll down the Championship currently, Leeds are top of the table, but if we keep scrolling, boom, Plymouth are lying rock bottom and destined to go down. They recently last season escaped relegation, finishing just outside the top three. I think they're fourth from bottom, but this time sees them 3 points off safety, well 5 points off safety, and really struggling with 4 wins in just 25 games. So our task is to save them from themselves, establish themselves as a Championship side, and if we can go one better and get them promoted to the Premiership. But we'll see how it goes. We've only got 5 seasons to do this. They are predicted to finish 20th actually in this particular season. Well, it's the 24-25 season, as we are playing with the updated database. I mean, the last win was 2023 League One. That's when they got promoted. And the second season in the Championship, and looks as though they will be going back down. The only major competitions they have won is the League One, and I'm guessing that's League 2. It is. So they are the main ones. That's not Charity Shield. No, it isn't. They're the lower divisions. So very sparse on the trophy front, though, it has to be said. But at least his finances are secure, which is going to help us for a fair bit. But like I say, we are playing an updated database 24-25 season, so we will not be doing any transfers for the first window. We'll be going with what we have and what they've got squad currently. This file save, if you want to carry it on after the 5 season, will be up on kofi.com/IlsonCatGaming if you would like to have a go at it or continue it and make them dominant. Who knows where we'll finish. So we'll talk more about that towards the end of the video. But next up is their preferred formation, which I kind of like anyway. This is the go-to on 24 at the moment. So yeah, be interested to see what it will be like on FM25. Or are you guys waiting for FM26, considering we are getting 25 almost at the end of this current season? It seems a little bit of a mess as to when it's coming out, but yeah, it's a difficult choice to make, but we'll go with what we have at the moment. I'm just hoping 25 will be a lot more polished, maybe. Quite a lot of loan obligations in and out. So Andrew Parkinson, the managing director, wants us to develop players using the youth system. Do not sign players over the age of 30, okay, and sign players under the age of 23 for the first team. That doesn't mean we can't sign older players. I'm trying to get that into my head recently, as we've done a couple of rebuilds with signed players under the age of 23 for the first team. It's okay to sign 1 or 2 that are not 23. I've got to get that in head. We want players that's going to help develop these youngsters at the same time. Sign players to sell for a profit, sign young players to develop for profit. Now that's something that I do struggle with. I sign young players and I tend to keep them. I don't tend to let them go. So that's something that I will have to look into the strategy of myself that I will be doing. So hopefully we may end up selling a young player for a large profit and bring some other players in. So I think that's the way to do it. So yeah, that's something I've got to learn on and work on myself. Increase commercial revenue and work within the budget. Avoid relegation. They're not doing that this season, that's for sure. So yeah, we're going to have to help them out. Be competitive in the FA Cup and the Carabao, and work towards being self-sustainable. I have changed the finances to sterling. So what I'm going to do in future rebuilds as well, I'm going to have all my rebuilds in sterling unless specifically requested, as I keep forgetting to change it all the time. So I have changed it back. So instead of having 9.5 million euros like we did have a second ago, we have got 8 million pounds and 50 grand transfer budget, which of course we're not going to be using. Probably use that towards wages if we need to renew some of the contracts that are running out this season. Any debts? They have got to 1.9 million. That's not bad. I mean, come on guys, you're paying 2 grand a month. 2026. Okay, so we should be debt free in 3 seasons. Okay, that's I can get on board with that, but 1.9 million, pay it off now. You don't need to have it there, especially this season. We're not going to be spending. Staffing situation, we have got Mike Feeling as the assistant manager, so that's good. But the coaching team comparison, it's not bad, you know. 7th top 10 coaches above average for the recruitment, and wow, we definitely need some medical staff. So let's jump into the team, which, wow, that looks pretty impressive. Unfortunately, two of the better players that we have got are on loan to us. Tijani, striker, if we could bring him in, he is worth up to 7 million. Obafemi, 23 years old, again, another 7-8 million. We've got Sissoko, 21 years old. Good potential. We have got Lewis Gibson, who's got plenty of potential, which we'll be building the team around, I'm guessing. Giabi as well. So let's have a look at age. So if they want players under 23, I mean, they have got 5 players 30 and above, one of which is one of our better players. Well, 2 actually. They've got Victor Pelson. Looks pretty nifty actually as a DM. It's going to help. Can play midfield as well. We've got Joel Edwards there. Andre Gray, striker. Forshaw, the other good player. DM, midfield again. Could be handy for a season or 2 maybe. And if we have a look at the other end, quite a lot of youngsters. I'm guessing they are in the youth team out for loan. This guy looks good though. Freddie Isaka, Welsh. Okay, he definitely needs a lot of work. Yeah, we are struggling. In fact, oh, we have got a goalkeeper. That's good. 26 years old, Grimshaw and Hazard. That's quite good. I was panicking a little bit then. If we go by ability, our best player, there's Morgan Whittaker, 23 years old, right winger, cam player, flexible where he can play, so that's going to be quite good. And again, only 23 years old, somebody we can definitely build on and see if he'll stay with us, at least build his value up if that's the case. Loan players in again, only 23 years old, which is good. So if these are Wayne Rooney's signings, then I'm quite impressed. Lewis Gibson, I do want to have a look at him. Great potential, central defender, 5 million. I mean, it looks pretty decent. I mean, is that good enough for the Championship? We'll find out. And Gabby as well. I mean, we'll have a look at him. He's got fantastic potential there. Only up to 6 million. Okay, not too bad, but we will be using midfielders. We'll see. Mumba, 22 years old. Left and side. I mean, we could play with wing backs. I mean, he could be a good winger. He's reasonably quick. Can't cross though. That could be a problem. Tackling's not brilliant either for left back position, but wing back, possibly we could play 3 at the back. See what we have. We're definitely going to keep an eye on this Freddie Isaka though. Great potential there. Let's have a look at the youth team. We'll get rid of this. It doesn't look like they have many players. Harry Shield and Jensen Island. Right, I think first things first is to get a formation sorted out and take it from there. So after a lot of umming and ahhing which formation I'm going to choose, I was going to have 3 at the back, 4 in the defensive midfield role and 2 up front, and just push the 2 middle defensive midfielders up into playmaking positions. But we have got a lot of wing backs, which is helpful, but I'm just not sure whether the gap between the defensive midfielders and the strikers would be too much to defend, I think, having everybody back. But that is something to go and think about going forward. We have got a lot of aging players as well, so we'll have a close look next season. But for now, we are going to be locking Whittaker in. I think he's our main person that I want to build the team around. 23 years old, right wing. He can play in cam as well, but we've got somebody else that can play there currently. I think it's right. He's very, very quick, and crossing's not brilliant, but I'm sure he can work on that. I'm expecting him to grow quite a lot as well. And Mumba, I was going to stick him on the left wing, but he can actually play right back as well, so that's where I'm going to lock him in there as well, so the pair of them two can get used to each other. And if we pick our best 11, I think they remain in them positions, which they do. Sissoko comes to the left hand side, right. Tijani, a couple of players that are on loan to us. We haven't got any better players in them positions really that are not on loan to us, so yeah, we can't really replace the loanees there. We've got a couple of aging players in the midfield, but for now this is our best side, and I'm not sure why he is on defend. I don't like having a goalkeeper on defend. I'd rather have him as a sweeper keeper on support to help out the centre backs. That's what I want them to do, to come out with the ball and stuff. That's what we're playing with. And so far it's been quite indifferent array of results. We have been knocked out of the Carabao Cup already though to Charlton. We lost on penalties. Did start the campaign against Luton with a 0-0 draw at home. Then we beat Coventry 4-0 away from home. Very happy with that. Swansea we lost at home 2-0 the next game. Then we drew Portsmouth and beat Millwall. So I'm quite happy with them results, especially away from home. I think away from home we are unbeaten, 2 wins and a draw. Well impressed with that. Next one's going to prove quite difficult, and the following and the follow, and yeah, it's all going to prove very difficult. We are lying in 9th position currently, so only 4 points off the leaders Sunderland at the moment, with Leeds and Hull and Bristol City all unbeaten. But if we have a look at our season preview, has that changed much? I'm sure they had us down as finishing 20th. Now it's 22nd, 100 to 1. We're not going to win the league. We need to stay in this division and sort out some of these contracts and these players, because if we have a quick look at our players, we did sort some contracts out, but we had literally 3/4 of the team on 2024 contracts. So yeah, a majority of them were on loan as well. So, and a couple finishing this season in December. I'm not too particularly concerned. They are in the 30s, so I'm quite happy to let them go and release some wages as well. There is this youngster here, Such. Again, not that great, so I'm quite happy to let him go. If we can get any sort of deal next season for him, then I'll be more than happy. So let's jump into season 1 and let's see if we can stay up and do a lot better than they are doing in real life. Well, if Plymouth did this in real life, I'm sure the fans will be absolutely stoked by the positioning this season. 7th place is pretty decent, winning double our losses, which is great. 22 wins, just under half the games played, 13 draws, 11 losses. That's not bad. Only 51 conceded. That's pretty decent for any sort of side, really, especially one that's struggling near the bottom of the table, or at the bottom of the table, should I say. 79 points, just missing out on a playoff place. I'm not sure if we actually made it to the playoffs, to be fair, but 2 points off 6th spot, I reckon. We just have a quick look. I don't think they got to the playoffs, actually. It doesn't seem that way. Is it top 2 in the next 4? Yeah, I think they just missed out, Sunderland getting in this. But it's Oxford that actually go through with Bristol City and Leeds. It's a good staging point for our rebuild, at least anyway. So hopefully with the amount of games played by some of the players, we will be using them again next season, unless we have a massive budget to go and spend. So let's have a look competition wise. FA Cup, we got knocked out in the quarterfinals by Newcastle, 2-0. I have to say I'm pretty happy with that as well. I think we were the only championship side left in it. That is pretty good. Along the way, we beat Bournemouth of the Premiership 2-1. That's a good result. Leeds thrashed them 4-0 in the 4th round. The 3rd round, we played Solihull Moors, winning that 3-0. Not that great, to be honest, and I think that's where we entered. But other than that, that's a quite decent as well. But if we have a look, the final, it was Manchester City after extra time against Spurs. But the Carabao Cup, as we saw, we got knocked out in the 1st round by Charlton. Have a look how our players did. So look at the guys that we locked in. Mamba, 8 assists, and Whittaker, look at that, 20 assists and 9 goals. That's amazing. That's exactly what you want from a winger. I mean, 28 assists between the pair of them on that right hand side. Phenomenal stuff. But overall though, 24 goals for Tijani. If we could hang on to him, I would love to. Again, dependent on what budget we do have. He is only 24 years old as well. Looks pretty decent. If we could have him for another season, great. 11 goals for Bundu, 11 for Sissoko as well. He's going back out as well. Although he could be a decent addition to the team as well, up to 2-3 million. We've also the 20 assists there for Whittaker. Goals wise, Callum Wright, thinking he played in the cam role, 9 and 5. That's not too bad. He's only 25, so it's a fairly young side. A goalkeeper, Grimshaw, 54, conceding 50 with 19 clean sheets. That's pretty good as well. But more important, we need to have a look, see where we are going or what we're doing in the window. So finances, 3 million. That's not going to get us anybody, really, is it? We need to get a striker because some of them are going back. Unless we can get them back on loan, that would be pretty good. A little bit of the wages budget, may have to offload. We have got 100% of the transfer revenue as well. So if we manage to offload, we could increase that, sort some contracts out, and then do some business. So despite having quite a few millions to spend, we didn't end up spending that. £750,000 we spent in the end on 2 players. The rest were all free transfers, mainly because we didn't have enough wages, so most of it was ploughed into the wages. Even more so, £1 million going out as well, and that's through Paulson, Forshaw, just between them two. A lot of free transfers coming in and that money was there to cover the wages in the end. So if we go with the ins, then we've got Connor Chaplin coming in from Ipswich, who were relegated, I think, 250,000. Striker, finishing 16s, pretty good. His pace and acceleration isn't brilliant, but we'll see how it goes. Nathan Baxter is the next one from Bolton, 500,000. Goalkeeper, we needed a decent goalkeeper, and I think that's what we have just got. A vast improvement of what we had already. Next up on a free transfer, so the next four are on free. Tobias Rachel, a DM midfielder or cam, looks pretty decent again, 25 years old, bit of experience and got some potential on him as well. But yeah, stats wise looks really nice with good technique skills, work rate's fantastic as well, and composure also. Next up is Josh Wilson Esbrand on a free transfer, left back, another decent player. We know how good he can get if given game time, bit of potential, reasonably quick, and he can cross the ball as well. Next up is Marvel Papella, again free transfer, back up to the midfield. That's really what we got him for, already worth up to £3 million. And next up is Andre Anderson on a free, Brazilian cam player. What a steal this guy was. £18,000 a week though I think we are paying, so yeah, we have paid the price on this one, but a lot of experience, only 25 years old, and definitely can improve our side somewhat. So picking our best 11, it will look like this. So Chaplin up front, Anderson behind him, Whitaker remains in his place there. We will need a left winger at some point. The midfield definitely does need work on here. Rachel, he does prefer the reduced role, but I'm thinking of changing that maybe. I don't want to go too defensive if need be, but Houghton as well comes in, ball winning on defence. It works quite well. We could push Rachel up into the midfield. Mumba on the right, Gibson in defence as well. Esbrand comes in on the left hand side and Baxter in goal. So majority of our signings are in the team now, and we've not done too bad actually. It's a lot better than I thought. We are drawing an awful lot of games though, that's the problem. We did have a good game against Celtic, coming from behind twice to draw 2-2. Then we started a campaign against West Brom with a nice 4-2 victory. We beat Barnsley in the Carabao Cup first round, so we go past that. In fact, we are in the third round and we play Luton as well, which we've already drew with, 1-1. So we did get hammered by Ipswich, but of course they're coming down from the Premiership. Birmingham, we thrashed 5-2, and then 3 draws against Luton, Stockport and Norwich. Disappointed by them draws, it has to be said. Like I say, Luton in the next round of the Carabao. We are lying in 11th position, 2 wins and 3 draws. The draws are really hampering us at the moment, but of course we want to get into the top 6, and we are 1 point off that at the moment. Prediction, well, we are climbing 20th, 50-1. I think we'll do well again. I'm expecting another top 10 finish, but more or less a playoff position this season, which will be quite nice. Definitely say that we're not trying a 5th place finish inside the playoffs. Unfortunately, it looks as though we don't qualify for the Premiership. It's Ipswich that take it, who finish in 4th behind Cardiff as well, 6 points behind. So it's a little bit unfair for Cardiff, but Ipswich go through. Plymouth, unfortunately, we are here for another season. But look at that, 92 goals scored. 9 of them were against Portsmouth. Wow. 79 points. I'm sure we had that last season, you know. 7th position, 79 points. We scored a lot less goals though. 18 goal difference. What was it this time? 35 goal difference. So it's a massive improvement. Just need to transfer some of these losses and draws into wins if we are going to qualify for the Premiership. But look at Burnley though. Run away with it. 20 points ahead of Crystal Palace. 34 wins from 46. That's incredible. Our past positions though. We did start off quite poorly, and then we kind of built some resilience and we kind of stayed where we were. We did drop down to 6th place, but looks like we got 5th on the last day of the season as well. So I'm pretty pleased with that. We've done relatively well, which means we are probably ready to mount a serious charge for the top of the table next season, or dependent on who is relegated from the Premiership. In fact, I think we can have a look. Leeds, Oxford and Bristol City. I think it's teams we can definitely take on, that's for sure. Hardy, though, gets top goal scorer, 32 goals this season. We have a golden boot winner in the Championship. Whitaker, most player of the match awards, and Baxter, 16 clean sheets, joint top with, is that Burnley? Burnley's James Trafford. We were looking at Trafford as well, actually, to be fair. Assists, Anderson, 16. brilliant. It's what we brought him in for as well. Bit disappointed Whittaker wasn't amongst there though, to be fair. Competition, however, we get knocked out in the 4th round by Chelsea in the FA Cup 4-1. Kind of a little bit of a battering there. The 3rd round we did beat Wycombe 4-1, so it comes and swings and roundabouts, doesn't it, I guess. And the Carabao, we got knocked out by Luton in the 3rd round. I'm disappointed by that as well, actually. I was sure we could have taken Luton on and gone a little bit further. Did we go into the 2nd round? We did. We beat Millwall 1-0, and the 1st round, did we play that? We did. 3-0 against Barnsley. Squad looks very, very trimmed, I have to say. At least players will be getting game time, apart from one. And that was Hazard, our goalkeeper. Well, it looks like our 3rd choice goalkeeper currently. Both 28 with Grimshaw. We only need 2 goalkeepers, so we could either send him out on loan or sell him, but he's not worth that much anyway. And he's got a year left on his contract anyways. So goals to start off with. 35 goals there for Hardy. Wow, he is unhappy. He wants a new contract, only on £7 a week. He is worth 5 million though. 29, Scottish. Where's the striker that we brought in? Chaplin. He is 29 as well, actually, isn't he? 6 and 12. Suggests he played out on the wing. Interesting. But 12 assists though, all the same. That's pretty good. Rashel, how did he do, our new signing? He only played 13 games, 28 off the bench. 2 and 4. 18 goals for Whittaker with 12 assists though. 16 and 17 for Anderson. Absolutely fantastic for them 3. Maybe we just play 3 at the top. Bundu, not much. Chaplin though, 6 and 12. Not many with the goals, but if he did play on that left hand side, which I'm hoping he did, he might have done, or he might have come in to the cam position. Maybe we need to stick with this sort of formation there though. We are quite strong going forward, which suggests the 94 goals. Baxter then concedes 56 in 49. And Grimshaw, 13 in 4 and 1 off the bench. Wow, that's quite a lot. But 18 clean sheets there for Baxter. Brilliant. So hopefully we're starting to build a team. Some of these now will only be fringe players if we hang on to them. We'll see what the money situation is, which we'll find out now. Oh, that's disappointing. 1.5 million. What am I supposed to do with that? We're going to have to sell. We have got 100% of the transfer revenue. Okay, that's it. Fair enough. And 13,000 a week on wages. We've got 17 million in the bank. We're going to have to beg our board to give us some more cash. Right, as you can see, there was not that much movement in the transfer market. We couldn't offload any players. We couldn't really bring anybody in because the money situation was pretty bad. There was one offer for one of our defenders, Gibson. 7 million up front, leading up to 15 million. Now, his value is 14 million. I was very, very tempted, but he was our best centre-back. And he's very young as well. So I'm thinking that could increase a lot more if we get into the Premiership and we require the money then. But we'll see how this season goes, because we did manage to offload one defender, 29-year-old Julio Pleguezuelo, to Millwall, up to 1 million. And we also lost our left winger Bundu for up to 1.8 million. So that did offer up some money for wages, which we have done. But the only money we have spent was from Bournemouth, 500,000. James Hill, a centre-back to replace Julio with potential. And he looks quite good as well. For 500,000, he's worth up to 2 million now. So either way, we will hopefully make some money on these players. Next up is Reece Williams on a free transfer. He came up, another centre-back. Again, we're getting some young players in. 25 years old again. Pretty decent. Good jumping reach, actually. And good heading as well. So at least he can do that. And he's pretty determined as well. So hopefully he'll get some game time this season as well. We might change the formation going to next season. I don't know. I don't know what's really going to happen. But at the minute we're playing 4 at the back. So at least we got some decent cover. And lastly, on another one on a free is Keiki, a right winger. I'm taking a punt on this one. He was with Man City, but he was available on a free. Plenty of potential. Not far off there. And yeah, another youngster on that right hand side. And I think he's going to be our backup. Great crossing and dribbling, actually, by the way. And he's reasonably quick as well. So if we head over to the tactics, we have got a Saka. So remember him, he was on loan for the last couple of seasons and he's developed quite well actually. So we're going to give him a go in this left wing role. So we obviously lost Bundo, so we could bring this 20-year-old in. He can play anywhere on the top line, but I want to see how he develops. He's very quick. Crossing's a lot to be desired, so I'm taking a very, very large risk here. But he's quite flexible as well. And we're going to lock in Chaplin as well. He didn't get much game time last season, and we really brought him in for that because I think he was playing on that left hand side. So we're locking him into the top forward position. So if we pick our best 11, them two still remain there, but I want to make sure that they do. And the rest of the side doesn't look that bad either. We've played quite a few games already. The friendlies weren't too bad. We started the campaign against Oxford with a nice 3-0 victory. We then lost 2 on the bounce, Sheffield United and Cardiff. Then we bounced back with 2 wins against Birmingham and Lincoln, and then another win against Blackburn. So 3 wins on the bounce actually. We are knocked out of the Carabao after beating Swindon 4-0. We lost to Brighton 2-1, and we did get one back in that one before conceding the winner 6 minutes later. So very disappointed to be knocked out of that competition already. We are, however, lying second in the table. I'm really happy with that. If we can keep that going, there's no reason why we can't again make the playoffs, and if possible an automatic promotion place maybe. Our season preview has us still climbing 33-1 now to win the league. I'm under no illusion we're going to win the league, but stranger things have happened. We did make the playoffs last season, so I'm hoping to go that one step further. Hopefully another couple of places. Third, be ashamed to miss out on automatic promotion. So if we get to third, I really want second. So let's jump into season 3 now, and let's see if we can get out of this division and ease our money troubles. And there we have it, boys and girls. We are promoted to the Premiership after 3 seasons, 4 points clear of Leeds, who I think got relegated. I think they were one of the teams. 7 games we lost. One of them was to Leeds. 26 wins, 74 goals, 36. May I alliterate? 36 conceded. That's incredible. That's I don't think I've conceded that many in the Championship, at least anyway, because you're playing 46 games. These teams are tough, especially those that get relegated from the Premiership. But to concede that many, I think that's half the goal score, so a 2-to-1 ratio. That's pretty good. I'm really, really happy with that. Can't believe it. I think we may have almost chucked it away towards the end anyway, with a loss and a draw there. Sunderland also go up. I think they would have done through the playoffs, which is probably fair actually. The reflection of 1, 2 and 3 seems fair, I think. Top 3 going up. Strangely enough, not one of our players are in the top 3 for anything, apart from Baxter, who gets 17 clean sheets. Despite conceding only 36, he gets 17 clean sheets. That's mental. How did we do in the competitions? It's a 4th round exit to Villa in the end, 2-0. We're going to be playing you, my friends, in the next season in the Premiership, that's for sure. And second round by Brighton. Again, we'll be playing you as well next season. A 2-1 loss there away from home. So both games away from home. Expected losses, I guess. But we're close on their heels, that's for sure. Our squad. So unless we've lost some players, that doesn't seem an awful lot of goals. It really doesn't. 16 and 9 for Chaplin. I do think we will be changing him for the foreseeable future, I think. Where is our other striker? Ryan Hardy, he's 30 now as well. Maybe we would have been better off with him because he scored 7 with 3 starts and 40 off the bench. He's almost done as well. I think we may have been better with putting him in actually, to be fair, but we will be looking for a new striker. This is one that's showing up. I mean, Whittaker can take that position. He's only 26, 9 and 12. Excellent. We may need him on the wings though, that's the issue. Roscoe, how did he do? 8 and 6, 7 and 6 for Saka as well. Not bad for the 20-year-old. Again, Premiership might be a little bit too much for him, but I'm stubborn and I will probably stick with him. See how much he does grow, but let's have a look at his development anyway. Progress, and if we do the whole time, I mean, he has progressed reasonably well, hasn't he? What about in this last 12 months? I'll say last 6 months. Nothing's really moved much, but there is a lot of greens up there as well. So you know what, I'm relatively happy. He's very quick though. So Baxter then, 35 conceded and 44 in total, not 36. 5 conceded by Grimshaw though. He did get some game time, 6 to be exact, and 5 conceded. 18 clean sheets for Baxter there. That's pretty good. And you know what, I'm really happy with that. But we do need to be a lot better now we're in the Premiership, that's for sure. So money wise, what are the Plymouth board going to be giving us? And it's £36 million, and that's what we're going to have to use in order to stay up. and get a few scalps along the way. So as we prepare for our first season in the Premiership, we've gone and spent £22.5 million. Majority of the rest of the budget went on wages. Christ, do they want a lot of money, these players. Let's start off with these transfers then. Not many going out, we couldn't offload them. There's a couple of contracts ending next season, so we're going to let them run through, and hopefully if we do remain in the Premiership, we will get some more money as well. First up on a free is Joe Willock. Ignore the arrows going down, but he looks very, very solid. 28 years old. We are paying a fair whack for him, I think. I'm not quite sure where his salary is. I'm sure I found it before, and I can't see it now, so that's annoying. Stats-wise, doesn't look too bad. Physicals look fantastic to sit in the midfield and just help us out as well. I think he's actually gone down a little bit in his abilities. That's annoying. Next up is Arnie Engels from Celtic, 9.75 million. 23 years old, midfielder. He looks superb. Not many stats that are below 10. In fact, there's only 2. And that's his finishing and heading. We want him to provide. And I think he's actually going to be sitting in the DM role. So if we can have him fixed there, that'd be superb. But yeah, midfielder can play anywhere on the right. In fact, he's very, very versatile. He can play anywhere, so that's an added bonus for £10 million. That's cheap. Next up is Adama Boyang from Valencia, 6 million, a striker. We definitely needed another striker. Even with the amount of goals that we won last season by winning the league, we couldn't get 20 goal season striker, so I'm hoping he's going to do the job for us instead. 23 years old. Finishing's not brilliant. Physicals don't look too bad, but he's determined. So, and he's got some potential in him as well. So hopefully he will deliver, but it is going to be difficult in the Premiership. We also steal Taylor Howard-Bellis from Southampton, 3.8 million. 25 years old. Right back, centre back. Felt like a depth in the defence is what we're going to need this season. And finally, Samuel Justo from Marseille, 3 million. Great potential, 23 years old. Again, midfielder. We're not going cam player this season. So again, he's going to come in and he's going to be as a backup for us. Like I say, we're not playing cam. We are utilising more players at the back. We're going to have a half back through Engels. We're going to lock him in actually. And we've got Isaka still going strong. I'm still going to use him. That's my main mission, to see if we can get him to a 5-star. It all depends whether he can deliver. But then again, it's the first season. Whether it's a fluke season or just a bedding in season, as long as we survive, I'm sure he will go up to at least a 4-star by the end of this season. I'm hoping. If we pick our best 11, we have this. In fact, Isaka stays in, Engels stays in. It has to say the build up to the season looked fine, and then yeah, we played good teams. We did beat Rangers 5-3 though. So we started off against Spurs at home in front of 17,000 and we lost 2-1. Despite Isaka getting a goal, we conceded in the 63rd. So yeah, that's disappointing. We went over to Anfield and we lost 2-0. I'm quite happy with that result. It's not a spanking as I thought it would be. Leicester we beat 2-1, our first victory in the Premiership. We beat Stevenage in the Carabao Cup 5-0. Very happy with that. And then we lost away at Bournemouth 2-1. Again, getting an equaliser and then conceding very late on. We have drawn Aston Villa in the next round of the Carabao though, away from home, so we need to win our home games. I think that's the top and bottom of it. But we are lying in 14th position with that one victory. We're clear of the relegation with West Ham, Leeds and Burnley there currently, but Burnley 4 for 4 they've lost. Wow. And if we have a look at the season preview, we are expected to go straight back down. Pretty standard, with Sunderland and Leeds not far behind. Burnley, who are currently bottom, are predicted to go down as well actually. So we're all there or thereabouts, but they're the teams that we do need to win, and we have already beaten Leicester. So let's delve into season 4 and fingers crossed we survive. Don't be fooled by the cheering, but we have survived. We haven't won the Premiership, no, but a staggering 13th place finish in our first season back in the Premiership. That is superb. superb. 44 points, 8 points ahead of relegated Leeds. Everton go down and Sunderland. So I think it's the teams that came up with us gone straight back down, unfortunately. But Everton join them as well. We may have to have a look into their team and see if we can steal a couple of their players. But that is incredible. I mean, we are 17 points off a European spot. Although Chelsea finished in 11th, they may have won a competition, and Brighton in 7th place as well. But the top 5 all get European football. Manchester United, a strange sight as it may seem, have won the league from Liverpool. 11 points. Who's their manager out of interest? Overview. That's for some reason I'm going into the finances. Urs Fischer of Switzerland. So did they sack their managers then? So Ruben Amorim, he was sacked not even halfway through the year. Wow. He did have a cup win, but what did he win? The Charity Shield. He won 8. I think that's 8. Drawn 4 and lost 7. Oh dear. Caretaker position. Then the next manager, Julian Nagelsmann, sacked after 2 years. And now they've got Fischer, who has won them the league title, which I think that's the first time since a long time, I guess. That's past winners. When was it the last time they won it? Way back in 2012-13. They did come close in 17. Oh, they have come close a few times, actually. Being a Man United fan, you'd think I'd know that. Anyway, back to Plymouth. What did we did score 33 goals, so we are struggling goal-wise. We only conceded 45, though, which is pretty good. A testament to our defence and goalkeeper. But we do have some work to do going forward. In fact, I think, that's almost the least in the league as well. Wow. Competition-wise, we got knocked out in the 3rd round by Portsmouth. Really? Of the Championship, 3-2. That's disappointing. And the Carabao, we lost to Chelsea. 2-1. I'm guessing Chelsea went on to win that in the end. They did against West Ham 1-0. Squad. Let's have a closer look at this. So we locked in Isaka, who looks really good. He played 42 games, goal and 2 assists. I'm thinking of changing formation next season, so it could be a case that we may offload him, unless he can play in there. Can't play up front, but finally getting something out of it. Oh, look at that. His pace has jumped up to 17 now. That's insane. I'm just going to have a look as well. Attributes and all time. They are jumping up. Everything's jumped up. His physicals are immense. I mean, everything's jumped up. Wow. And how much is he worth? 20 million. I was hoping it'd be a bit more than that, but wow, one of our better players. And Engels as well looks superb as well. Fantastic. 6 and 5. So goals, yeah, that's a problem. Whittaker, top goal scorer, our winger, 8 goals. Bojang did play 36, 7 goals. That's disappointing. Engels did well with 6 and 5. 4 for Anderson. Keiki did get 3 goals. We have struggled a lot, haven't we? But good to see the majority of our players look really good. Like Esperendi's done well as well. 5 assists in 29 games. He looks pretty decent. Bellis is done well as well. I'm guessing he was on the other side. Mumba, he did play 12 games. Hardy, he didn't play at all. 2 off the bench. Ouch. Oh, I feel for him. Baxter, our goalkeeper, 43 and 38. I can't moan at that at all. We are in the Premiership, so, but goals, wow, that's a struggle. So next season then, we want to stay up once again and hopefully get into a top 10 and maybe a European spot or a trophy, something to hold on to. So we are going to change the formation. I think it's far too defensive because we've got nothing going up. But if we have a look at the finances, £44 million. That's decent. Not a lot, but it's decent enough to bring in a couple of players and maybe enough to change the formation round a bit as well. Have we got rid of our debts now? We've got £24 million in debt. So the bank loan, we've got 1.4 left, 275 left of that. Why don't we just pay them off? Just get rid. I mean, they can pay it all off though. 22 million mortgage loan, paying 350. I mean, that was taken out. They were all taken out. So these are fresh debt. Although the net debt is 0 though, so that's okay. So let's go and see if we can spend some of this money and change our fortunes around a bit. Not exactly an exciting window this time round. Despite the fact we had money to spend, we struggled to get players in and we had to go to the lower leagues really, apart from one I think. Transfers out, £3 million goes out the door. 3 players on loan, mounting up to about £1.5 million, nearly £3 million alone on that, and then a couple of loan deals as well. And yeah, it's mad. It's really crazy that we just couldn't offload a lot of players. Some players, in fact, Keki's gone out on loan. We had him playing actually. Wow, I didn't even realise. Then Andre Anderson, he's gone out on loan. We're not going to be requiring his services. We tried to offload him and yeah, try and bring some extra money in it, and it didn't really happen for us. However, as you can see, £53 million spent. Spendy comes in from Oxford, looks absolutely superb, finishing 14, composure 16, determination and off the ball, I'm guessing. Possession off the ball, yeah, 16, and agility. His physicals look great. I've used him before and he does reach his potential quite quickly, depending on the team though he plays for, but I think he's gone down a little bit, I guess. But yeah, looks superb, not bad for 12.5 million. Ozo from Crystal Palace at 17 million, where majority of the money went, really, to be fair. Central midfield option or DM option. He's done the job for Crystal Palace. Let's hope he does the job for us. And finally, relegated Everton, 23.5 million, Gustavo Sarr. The reason why we wanted to offload Anderson, I had my eye on him for quite a while, and we could have finally afford him. And with Anderson going out on loan, it does mean that he will get that role in the cam position. So we are staying with this formation. It's tweaked it a little bit. A DM and a ball winning at the back. If we pick our best 11 now, Engels and Randall, which I'm not too happy about. It should be Ozo that I would rather have in that position, with Willock, Sarr and Isaka going attacking, with Spendy up front, and then the back four is not too bad at all. It hasn't gone too bad actually. I'm quite impressed the way it's going, so we've had some pretty good results. Forest we hammered 4-0. West Ham we did lose 2-1. Spendy scoring in that one, his first goal for us. We did take the lead in that game as well, so really disappointed not to hold on to it. Arsenal, cracking 2-0 victory at home, and we had Esperance sent off as well. Superb. Spendy scoring again in that game. Then we played 2 Carabao Cups. Second and third round, we beat West Ham on penalties after a 1-1 draw. We did have to come from behind in that one. And Millwall, we spanked 6-1. We are lying in 7th position. Long may that continue. 6 points off Man City, who are 4 for 4 with Liverpool as well. So the main task for this season, again, stay up and hopefully have a top 10 finish and maybe a European spot. That will be superb. Well, there we have it. Challenge completed. I think we managed to survive another season in the Premiership and get a top 10 finish. Whether or not we've won anything, which I doubt very much because we would have had a European spot next to our name, but a 9th place finish all the same. 50 points ahead of Chelsea actually on goal difference by the 1 goal. Minus 4 goals. We did score 57 goals this season, so it's a lot better than last. I think it's about 20 goals more. Chelsea, Forest, Brighton, Brentford, Blackburn, Burnley go down, but Liverpool win it. Manchester United won it last season, finishing 6th position. We were only 17 points behind them, but yeah, 31 points from Liverpool in the end. Competitions, FA Cup, we bow out at the 3rd round against Middlesbrough on penalties. A team from the Championship. Again, disappointing to go out that earlier on, but probably Middlesbrough maybe be a bit stronger maybe. But we did get to the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup, losing to Forest in the end 5-4 despite winning the second leg 3-2. So we must have lost the home tie then. That is disappointing. I'm not happy about that at all. West Brom of the Championship and Fulham go to the final. I'm reckoning Forest win this. They do on penalties against West Brom. West Brom from the Championship get through to the final. We could have had a really good chance of coming away with that. So in the quarterfinals, we beat Arsenal 1-0. That's a good result. Wow. We beat Brighton 1-0. 3rd round, we smashed Millwall 6-1. I think that was the only time we went in. Oh no, West Ham on penalties. And I don't think we entered the 1st round. I don't think. No. Okay, it's a good run though. Arsenal and Brighton in there. So we did lock in Azoa in the end because I really wanted him to play. 36 games. Still a few games off the bench. 1 and 6. Not too bad. So goals. 16 goals for Spendy with 10 from Isaka. That's pretty good. I'm happy with that. 5 assists for him. 9 for Sarr with 3 assists. James Hill in defence. 6 goals. Willock, 6 and 13. 10 assists for Engels as well. I mean, it's a lot better performance this time around. So going into next season, if you decide to take this file on and see where you end up, we are in the Premiership and you will be playing with £55.5 million transfer budget, which isn't too bad. And he's still got a bit of debt left as well. So have we broken any records? That's the question. The record being the highest position in the Premiership, 9th. We've broken that record. Fewest league goals scored in a season, 33. Yeah, we didn't really want that record. 33 goals, that was last season. To be fair, we didn't concede that many either. Highest gate receipts was against Newcastle, just over £500,000. High scorer match, 7-2 against Portsmouth. Hardy gets most goals by player in the season, very early on in the rebuild. Anderson gets highest average rating, 7.16. Isaka, youngest player, 15 years and 34 against Newport. That was way back in 2021. But we'll have a look at him just before we go as well, actually, because I do want to see how much he has improved. Most assists by player in the season, Whittaker, he's still with us. In fact, let's have a look at Isaka now, and then we can have a quick look at Whittaker as well. I mean, he still looks pretty good. Pace and acceleration just stands out plenty, doesn't it? But we'll have a look at his progress. It seems to have taken a dip April, March time. If we just have a look at all times. I mean, a lot of them have gone up. There's very few gone down. Free kick taken and penalty taken. But other than that, majority of them haven't come up. I just don't think he's reached his potential. I'm disappointed in that because he did look good last season. And Whittaker as well. He's still with us. He is 28 years old now. And let's have a quick look at him as well. Yeah, it's been up and down. There's only 2 really increased by composure. That's about it. That's disappointing. Grimshaw, most clean sheets, 19. I'm very surprised that Baxter didn't get that. But Grimshaw, well done. Gustavo Sarr, £23.5 million, the highest transfer fee paid from Everton in the last window. So this must be the highest positions we were during this season. So we were in second place at one point. Attendances, massive improvement there, nearly doubled. Results, 6-1 against Millwall was the highest this season. That is. Sequences, most matches won in a row, 3. Players, Spendy, 16. I reckon that's goals, isn't it? And transfers, yeah, Gustavo Sarr. Right, I think that's where we're going to leave it. Thank you very much for watching. If you watched it this far, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And like I said, this game file will be available at kofi.com/IlsonCatGaming if you want to head over there. The description and the link is down in the description bit. And until the next rebuild, thank you very much for watching. Thank you.